Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Fernando Lopez, and today is Business Talk Fridays. Welcome, Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Fernando.
How are
Good
you?
morning.
Good morning. Is it morning where you are?
Yes, it is. I'm in Eastern time zone, so it's 11 o'clock right now.
Awesome. You look amazing.
So do
Welcome.
you, dude.
Thank
You look great.
Thank you so much. Thanks. It's been wonderful. I know we chatted a week ago, and it's good to be here with you. And we're going to be talking about some business. And glad you took the time.
I love business. So
Yes,
I'm in the right place then, I guess.
yes, and we can go between love hack and business because you are Susan, the love hacker that everyone needs to know and meet.
Yeah. Well, you know why they call me the love hacker? It's because, and people think when you hear the word love, it's all about romance, but it's not, right? Because life starts with loving who you are, loving why you do the things you do, and loving how you do it, right? And that's all about life. So that's why I'm the love hacker. And you know what? In turn, singles find love when we hit that spot, right? It's love who you are, love what you do, and love how you're doing it.
Yes, who you are, how you do it. Tell me one more time.
Love who you are, love
Mhm.
what you do, and love how you're doing it.
Who, what, and how.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. So when singles want to find love, that's all you need to do. It's as simple as that, right?
Yeah, I can. It can go so wide and deep, and it's as simple as that. Who, what, how you're doing it. Who okay, awesome, cool. So while it's just both of us, just two of us here in the room, let's have the meeting we were going to have next week.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So let me bring out the I know you sent me a message on Messenger. I'm going to pull it up right now so I can refresh my memory. I just got your message as well. Cool.
Okay, you know I don't need prep, right?
Now, yeah, I like we're prepping right now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So I know you sent me. Okay, there you are. SusanHome.com, Coach Mastery Accelerator. Okay, cool. So what we could do here is I can basically ask questions on this right now and use parts of this recording to promote.
Why not?
Why not, right? So so Susan.com/Coach Mastery Accelerator. Are you a coach with a strong desire to make a bigger impact in the world? It's time to review your blind spots and blocks and take your business to the next level. So Susan, who is this for and who is this not for?
Female coaches that want to make an impact in the world. And I have a big resonance with coaches because the reason why we all want to become coaches is because we really want to contribute to change in the world. But what a lot of coaches are not realizing is, instead of focusing too much on strategy and the techniques and all that kind of stuff, we need to focus on our self-mastery and what we do. So it's women between the ages of 35 to 50. And I choose that age ranges because I did a lot of my self-work in my 20s and 30s. I didn't wait until I was 50 or 60 to do it, right? So I can't resonate with people that wait too long. So that sweet spot, 40 years old, is that turning point in everybody's life where it's like, okay, I really got to do something because I don't want to wait until I'm 50 or 60 or 70, right? So,
Yeah.
and as coaches, we need mentors. Every single one of us coaches, we need mentors. So I work with women primarily now. And I made that choice to work with women because we have such a struggle with decision making. It's like, I work with the male energies and feminine energies, and we all have both, but we have to balance and dance with both. And so what will make a coach more impactful? So I work with coaches, female coaches between the age of 35 to 50, who already have been coaching people, but have gotten to that limit and like sort of that plateau where it's like, now we need to take it to the next level, but we don't want to because it means we're going to be drained. So we're undervalued, underpaid, and exhausted.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
as human beings, you know the subconscious work, you know programming, right? As human beings, we always self-preserve, which means that if we're tilting through that to that rabbit hole, we're not going to attract more business because we don't want to work 24/7, right? So what is that thing that's going to take us to that next level? And it takes self-mastery. It takes busting through your blind spots that you can, that's why they call it blind spots. So I work with women on who want more, that are ready to do the work, and it's not hard work, and we laugh through it. Because like I say, you have to love who you are, what you are doing. So if you're a coach that thinks that you're just doing it for the money, I can't help you. I can't help you because you don't love it enough. But if you love people, and you know you have something to give to the world, then I could take you through your own blind spots. And it works fast. Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing. I'm thinking of the females that friends of mine and colleagues from NLP school and hypnotherapy school. And as I've been graduated in November, so it's been a year now, went back to class in July this year, and have met amazing people, spent 14 days each time with them doing the NLP work, hypnotherapy work, releasing all kinds of baggage so we can become the coaches and therapists that our clients need. And lo and behold, the business part of things is not part of the class. And what I've been building here, I don't know if you got to see the list of classes that I have. It's probably like 10 or more classes on a weekly basis. One of the goals is to have enough leads coming in so that I can give the opportunity to some of these amazing friends to work, to do the work they have been trained to do, but don't have the business expertise. And so I'm thinking for you, that audience would be, I don't know if it would be the ideal because they have not been coaching for a while. They have been doing lots of pro bono work. That's for sure. That's something I've noticed. So that's the first group that comes to mind. Tell me.
Pro bono, because pro bono is really important, right? Because you need to practice, right? And but we fall into what I call the pro bono trap, right? Forget about our self-image. So the process I take people through is, number one, we all have to have a goal. So business, I come from business, right? I retired from corporate in 2016 after 20 years plus in business development. So I've been in sales and business development for a very long time, and in finance too. So I was a stockbroker for a long time. And one of the things I notice as women particularly, and I'm not saying all men, I'm just saying women particularly, we don't live with a solid goal, okay? Like you have to be able to see what that goal is. It's not just going out there and helping people. That is not a goal, right? It has to be measurable. Let's turn it into business, right? But as women, I know, because myself, I went through that process, is that I just want to go up and help the world. Okay, well, I'm helping everybody. So what? Where is it measurable, right? And then I drained myself. Thank goodness I always had the measure of finance. I had an interesting money mindset, right? I've worked on my money mindset my entire life to avoid owning a Chinese restaurant and cooking chicken chow mein for the rest of my life, right?
Is that where you're from, or your parents? Okay.
Like, no, thank you. So I had to work on my money. I still work on it today. But the difference is I surround myself with others and mentors, and I married somebody without that money mindset. You know what I mean? So we have to learn how to be strategic in life And that is like business. So with the work you're doing, Fernando, it's really important because you're creating the community, and that's out of love. And I know you, that's what you do, and it's going to be a win-win for everybody. But there needs to be something that takes us out of our own blind spots.
Yeah.
As coaches, we fall into the trap also of constantly fixing.
Mm.
And these are all these rabbit holes that we fall into. And it's our subconscious, because we dive into that space. We don't know how to hold healthy boundaries. So we go into the space of helping people. Then we fall into the trap of healing people. And then we pull responsibility. And then it's not fun anymore. Right?
Yes, I didn't sign up for this.
Yes, but then we fall into that trap because then we're responsible for people's well-being. So as coaches, it's the hardest job. I have so much compassion and love for you all. Anybody who's out there, especially NLP, is so powerful. But when you combine goal setting with the NLP and the strategy behind it, wow, you guys own the world. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I believe you. Totally believe you. Regarding not having fun as a coach, or constantly fixing, or the trap of constantly fixing, I've been experimenting something with my clients, which is I tell them, you are whole perfect and complete. And if you don't agree with me, I'm going to ask you, what would you like to release today? So you agree with the statement that you are whole perfect and complete. And whatever they say they want to release that's what gets released in that session. Meaning, leaving that trap of, I don't know if I probably found myself in the trap of fixing people. And I woke up one day, did meditation. I was like, okay, I need to do something. Oh, I know what it is. A couple of colleagues from the class, from the NLP class, sent me a client, a referral. So this client start, telling me what the problem was, and this one was in person. So, and I just, for some reason, I've been practicing going with the unconscious mind or the intuition a lot more lately, as I've been teaching classes on that, so I can practice, selfish reasons. So I got the gut hit of just do this meeting walking. So we went around Ocean Beach here by the beach in downtown while having the meeting. And here I was, and where's my notebook? I had like something like this, but smaller. And I'm taking notes as we're walking. And then something hit me, like her friends were not projecting onto her that she was whole, perfect, and complete. And there's nothing wrong about that. It's just a new framework that came to me, that if her friends saw her as whole, perfect, and complete, they could still refer her to me. But it's from a different perspective, a different place. Like, she's whole, perfect, and complete. And she has this couple little things that she liked to release, versus, oh my gosh, there's a big deal of, and then this big story. So just wanted to share that part with you, how important it is, what you're coaching women on, about leaving the trap of the pro bono trap and the constantly fixing trap.
It's the maternal instinct, right? It's our physiological makeup. It's nothing wrong with us. And I always express this so truthfully, is that we're not broken. Us as people, we are not broken. We just need to be able to step away from feeling like we're broken all the time, to look at what we might be doing wrong. It's not us that's wrong. It's what we might be doing that's wrong. And that's a totally separate thing, right? So as coaches, there are so many of these elements that we have to be fully aware of before we walk into the space of the mess of our clients. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. That's why they're working with you. But we cannot be a hot mess. We have to have that backup too, right? You're laughing because it's a hot mess. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I'm not from the NLP world, but I have so much respect for the NLP world. I do a lot of rewiring, repatterning work, but that's coming from a very strategic level too. So, but one thing I do follow are the laws of the universe. All thinking 12 of them. I don't fear people. I don't fear humans. I don't fear criminals. I don't fear anything. I fear karma. I fear the laws of the universe, the laws of attraction, the law of polarity, the law of, the law of thinking, the law of all those things that guide us. We don't have any control over. We only have control over how we have our own integrity, how we operate. Right.
Wow. That's wonderful. It's a good perspective. Awesome. I'm very curious. Before we go any deeper into the laws of the universe, I'd like to ask who your program is not for. Who your program is not for.
It's not for anybody who doesn't want more in life. If you're scared of the word more, or you're scared of the word money, and you think that money is not important, please don't contact me. It will be very painful. Right? Good. I have the ability and the freedom to work with people without charging them $200,000 because I'm better than everybody. I don't have to charge that because I have the freedom to not do it. I had to build a really deep relationship with money and what the power of money is, right? To what we can do for the world. Can you imagine if I gift? So anybody who thinks that money is dirty and they don't want anything to do with it, and they don't like to feel good, look good, whatever, then I'm sorry, I'm not the person.
Okay, good. So we know who your ideal client is, who your the opposite of that is. That's wonderful. So I'm thinking here, oh yeah, let me look on your page because this is an amazing website. Okay.
Oh, really? Geez, I'm revamping it. I'm always changing my website every 6 months, like literally.
Yeah, and Bob Proctor, oh, love that guy. The YouTube video I have of him.
Yeah, I really was deep in that world for so long, and I'm still there, but I'm not deep in it anymore because I always teach women to have your own brand. Don't use somebody else to sell you,
Yeah, totally. Yes. Have your own brand. Interesting. You say, don't use someone else to sell you. I don't know if this is the same context, but I've been looking for a sales manager to help me say follow up with all the people that have come through my classes. And the goal of the classes is to have a place where people can come, they can release something for an hour, release it for forever. And if they have more to release, which likely they do, they can sign up for either a 101 or a 1-year program. And I found that each time I go to that space of, okay, here I'm having the salesperson hat, I get this nudge of, yes, you can learn how to become the best salesperson, or you can just do what you love, which is teaching, and trust people, trust someone else to do that part. Is that the same that you were talking about, or is it different?
No, it's exactly the same. Well, for me, I find that in coaches, especially coaches that follow Tony Robbins or Brendan Burchard or, anybody, Bob Proctor, they hang on too much on the other person's name. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like, yes, it's important. I only started even mentioning and putting Bob on my website. I never even did. I only started doing that this year. I never wanted to use that as a crutch because I know I had to discover my own power. But a lot of coaches do, but you can't hold that as a crutch forever. Use it as a sort of crutch to get you started, but you have to have the goal of doing it on your own. And that's where people need to be mentored out of the dependency of somebody else, But salespeople, yeah, I mean, I depend on my coaches are my salespeople because every time I move a coach through their mentorship and they become elevated in their vibration, they attract better quality clients. They bring them to me. I help them close it. And then that's how we work it as a team, right?
Mm,
Because I want to build a big team of coaches that I will mentor and guide for the rest of their life, because you can mentor somebody, but once you reach another operating system, that person is now a beginner again. And I do believe in the beginner concept, right? So who's going to help you when you, so as coaches, we want people that clients that we want to take through their life, but at different levels, not circular.
mm,
That's the ideal. So you help somebody get more money, they achieve a higher level of ability to earn money, and then they're paying you again. So it's like the circuit, I call it the circle of love.
mm.
So you give me, let's say $10,000, I help you make 20, then I help you make 40, you give me another 10. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
it's
totally.
called investing. That's investing in yourself. I see a lot of people in personal development go in severe debt from investing in themselves. You should never go in severe debt. You should be having an ROI, which is a return on your investment.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So many things you said there that we could go into details. So yeah, so the ROI is very important there. So what can a female coach who's right, who has the right timing to and the right circumstances to work with you, what can they expect to say double, triple their money with working with you?
It's hard to say, because if they're only charging $500 right now, well, I can make sure that they can 4 times their income, right? Like and this is an interesting thing, because I hate using that I'll 10 times your thing, or
Yeah.
I can 10 times your income if you follow exactly what I tell you. But I don't want to tell you who you should be.
Yeah.
You see? And this is where the trap of, I worked with a woman that was making $1 million a year, and she was 50, right? And she hired me so she could scale herself to 10 million, right? Which is fine. If you made $1 million, I could get you to make 10 million. That's easy. However, when we were doing the onboarding, the discovery call, when she told me she wanted to make that 10 million and that's what she wanted me to help her with, I'm like, and she's not a coach, right? She's not, she's one of the professional leaders. And I said to her, and I felt something, there's an energy exchange there with me that I felt, I didn't feel like she like loved, there's no passion in what she just told me. And when I don't feel passion from somebody, I don't want, that's not the right person for me. Like I need to work with what you love, right?
Mm,
So when she said that to me, this is about 8 years ago. I remember asking her, this is the first time I ever did this. I said, I questioned somebody's goal, right? 8
mm,
years ago, I questioned her goal. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. 10 million. Yeah. If you've made $1 million a year, you'll make 10. That's not a problem. But what is 10 million going to get you that $1 million is not? Like, I really want you to tell me that,
mm.
right? She couldn't. She
Yeah.
couldn't. She's like, no, I have everything now. I know. So what is 10 million? Like, what are we working towards here, right?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I figured I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, but because I don't have a love in my life, I can't share this with anybody. And I'm not going to waste my time on online dating anymore. So I might as well go make more money. I said, well, that's a nice goal, but you're comfortable right now. So how am I going to get you to 10 million if you're comfortable?
Yeah.
Right. And this is the thing. So then she's like, no, I actually want love. I actually want love. I'm like, well, why didn't you just tell me the truth? So then
Good.
she hired me to work on her self-love so she could be ready for love, right? And this is the thing. I can't work with somebody that is there's too many coaches out there that are trying to implement all these business models for you to get more leads, and then you have to go out there and try to be somebody you're not. I can't help with that. I can't do it. I've never done it myself, and I tried. I failed every time I tried to be somebody else. So I don't follow the traditional business rules of how to grow your business. For coaches, when you have done your own work and you're able to get to a certain level, you will help all those people that need to see what you've done.
Mm,
And they come fast. They come fast, right? Another example I'll give before I leave it to you. I was mentoring this lady a few years ago. She came on board. She was totally depressed, but all she wanted to do was help the world. But she was not making any money because she was helping everybody without turning coaching into business,
Mm,
right? So she went into severe debt. She was a single mom. And by the time she called me, I can't work with depression because that's a specialty that I just refer to my psychotherapist clients or other coaches that I know that deal with trauma. And so, but she wanted to really work with me. So anyway, it was a year that I told her to go to therapy, get herself back in order. And then she came to work with me after. And within 6 months, I noticed that she has a power within her to help and really love people. But I didn't tell her I was mentoring her to become a coach. She thought I was helping her with self-love, which I
mm,
was.
mm,
But 6 months later, she walked out of the mentorship with me, and I said, "Okay, now you're ready. Go be a coach and bring in clients." And she's like, "What are you talking about? I'm not a coach yet. I don't know what to do. I just want to help the world." I said, "No, no, no. You've done your work. Don't worry. Go." Within 2 weeks, she brought in 3 clients paying $8,000.
mm. Wow.
Right? She's
Yeah.
like case of all cases to prove that you just have to do your own work. And she wasn't trying. She was walking into a dinner party and somebody said, "Oh my God, what happened to you? What happened?" And all she said, I just did this program and look like I'm just great. And people see without you selling.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's just wonderful. Wonderful. Wow. And it's so cool that you not only you helped her, but you have your boundaries of who you work with, the timing. You referred her to someone else first. She returned, and then you helped her what she needed. Um, that's wonderful. Love that story.
Well, I love refer, and this is why we coaches have to learn how to work together. We
Yeah.
all have our unique superpowers. And if we just stay in our lanes and do it together, everybody will win.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, and it's something that I'm learning to do because I'm realizing, okay, for instance, 2 weeks ago I met two coaches that or practitioners of tantra at a healers expo, and I sat with them at their booth and started chatting, and I was reminded of all the subtle things that I've been doing on a weekly, sometimes daily basis back that I learned from a tantra workshop years ago that have become unconscious and have improved my quality of life. And I was like, no, almost no one knows this, that I've been a practitioner of tantra, or that I've taken these classes a long time ago. And I owe a lot of who I am today to that. I need to be more vocal. So I was telling them about this and asking about who did you take your classes with, who was your teacher, and sharing things we love about tantra. And I was like, okay, I need to interview you. I need to share with the world what you do, and also what tantra has done for me. So we did the interview about a week ago uh, on Monday, and it was so much fun. And it was like what you just said. It's like being okay with, I'm a coach and I'm not an expert on this field, and I know someone who is. Go talk with them. And during the expo, people would come to me and they would say, "Hey, I recognize you from this other event. How are you?" And this and that. "What are you doing?" "Oh yeah, I'm doing this and that. I'm doing lots of classes." Go talk to those two people over there if you want to have better sex and better relationships. And afterwards, they came to me and say, "Hey, Fernando, thanks so much, for the referrals and this and that." And it creates, I think, a goodwill, a law of reciprocity that is not talked much, I guess, in business or even spiritual schools. Like there's this law of reciprocity that it's very powerful. So that's what I'm being reminded of by hearing your story.
Well, you know what? You just brought up a really important point in the self-mastery journeys that I take people through. Sex appeal is everything. And if you don't appreciate sex appeal, don't come to me. Because because self-love is all about that. How much you love yourself. You fall deeply in love with yourself. And then you can love what you do. All the choices you make is based on how much you love what you do and how much you love yourself to have fun. And sex appeal, I'm sorry, but sex appeal sells. That's what it like. I know ice queens out there that they grind through the day selling. And then the fun queens, right, that are all about sex appeal and appreciating the feminine side of being a woman. I'm not talking about the sexual appeal of a man, but you know, it sells. People gravitate to that power that we women have. So yeah, so if you think, you know, if you believe that, you know, talking about sex and talking about being open and free is dirty, I talk about sex all the time in my courses, right? All the time. Because
Good.
if I don't feel you, nobody else will.
Mm. Yeah, like similar to that story you're telling about the person wanting to go from 1 million to 10 million, and you felt no excitement there.
No, I'm sorry. If you're not excited about it, I'm not. I can help you create a lot of magic, but I can't create miracles. I'm sorry. It's not my job.
Nice. Okay, magic's not miracles. That's wonderful. And you said ice queens. What's that?
Oh my gosh, ice queens. You know, you see, there are a lot of women out there that's all made up, and they're
Yeah.
sitting there, and they are so controlled in what they say. There's no emotion that comes out because everything is scripted, everything is rehearsed, everything is practiced. Their sales scripts are on. It's like, oh, I could smell you from a mile away. No wonder you're not enjoying your job. You're
Mm.
attracting people, you're attracting clients that will not appreciate you, the person that you don't even see. So what we stand as is what we attract,
Mm.
right? So I attract people that appreciate truth, and I'll laugh at everything. Personal growth is pain. They say growth pains for a reason. They call it growth pains for a reason because it's painful.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could laugh our way through our pain together, it's the best coaching experience that you and your clients could ever have.
I want to share my screen here real quick, just for people to see what Susan is capable of as when it comes to laughing. Is it okay if I share that image?
I have nothing to hide, guys. I've just put my whole I even love sex, so I just put the whole thing on screen.
Okay, so I'm going to your Facebook here, and once I find that picture,
Oh, that one, the postcard one. Oh,
yes, that one. Yes. Oh, it was just so good. I had to. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So let me click on that, and then I'll share screen. Basic. There we go.
you know, I have the worst looking laugh ever. I can't believe I even put that. You can see down my esophagus, like honestly.
So guys, so when I saw this picture, I thought I had to get this print and send to you, because like I started laughing by seeing this. So growth pains, laughing your way through growth pains. I don't know if there's a better person to, take someone through the growth pains while laughing than you. I mean, and it's captured here. And whoever captured this, I mean, props to them, because it was a great moment in time. So it was just had to share, because this to me is so inspiring to see. So I'm glad that
Oh,
you.
Yeah, that was Jacqueline McKenzie is one of the top coaches as well out there. And so we were trying to do a photo shoot, but we are so not perfectionists anymore. We've given up on that. We just can't do it, you know. And my team that was part of my team at that time, this is, you know, a couple of years ago, they just couldn't get us to sit still. Like, I forget it, screw the photo shoot, it's not gonna work. We're just gonna have, get me some wine.
Of course. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's talk about a point that you mentioned earlier. It was regarding investing in yourself. It was actually before that. It had to do with people going into debt for personal growth and development and not getting their ROIs. Why do you think that is, and what can people do to avoid that?
Yeah, the reason we fall into the debt trap is because we don't have strategy, period. Right. So I have spent a lot of money in the last few years, a lot. And full transparency, I went into a project with a business partner, and within 2 years, lost $500,000.
Oh,
Right,
wow.
in this project, and during that time. So you can see I really don't care about losing money because I know how to make it, right? So I don't fear losing when I know how to make it. And I think you understand that too, because you're a business person. So, but if you don't know how to make money, then you need to invest in learning how to make money. That's
Yeah.
it, right? Right, like, and it's okay, because I've spent a lot of money on events and conferences. I worked at many of Bob's conferences, so I didn't have to pay for them. I worked in them, but I saw a lot of the clients coming, spending 20, 30,000, $40,000 on programs that, oh, I'm like, what are you doing spending? You're nowhere close to spending that. You're so far from the spectrum of paying that much. So these people are not making the right decisions, and no one's teaching them to make the right decisions for themselves. I believe in risk. I'm a big risk taker, but I also am calculated in my risks. I know where my limits are, right? I know that if I trusted somebody and they told me, they promised me something, and I trusted them and I paid money and they didn't deliver, I don't go and continue trusting that same person. I move on to the next person I could trust and find somebody else. But what happens is that when we make a decision to invest in ourselves, let's say you paid $5,000 for something and you got nothing out of it, what they're not being taught is how to analyze why that happened. What was it in the decision making that made you jump to it? Did you have a gut feeling that you shouldn't? Then we have to learn how to connect with ourselves every time. But the biggest point is no strategy. What are you trying to achieve? Please don't tell me you're trying to feel better. Do not invest that much money to feel better. You have to know why you want to feel better. What is it that you want to gain from feeling better? The goal again. What is the goal? You can't have strategy if there's no goal. So my goal was to discover what truth is, you know, and I'll have to go through a lot of lies and blind sides, but I can't let every single lie break me down, because my goal is to understand deeply what trust means. But I had the financial means too, right? So, but back in the day when I didn't have financial means, which, yeah, I grew up in a Chinese restaurant. There's not that much money you can make in a Chinese restaurant. But, you know, so how do I make money from minus a lot, right? And I just had to not let that debt hold me back, because I was looking at success. I wanted success. I had my eye on success, which means the first step I have to take is, and this is strategy, I need to go and learn about business. This is in my 20s. I had to go into anything I did, I had to learn from bottom and work my way up. And I was ambitious. So there's a strategy, but if not, what do we do? What is the purpose of waking up every morning? What is the purpose of making a decision every day? It's strategy, to answer your question.
Amazing. I love that. it's you're painting the picture there about working at the events, Bob's events, and people going and purchasing packages of 20, 30, $40,000. And as you're describing that, I put myself into a feel of my memories of being in rooms like those, and then seeing people going to the back table and putting money and buying.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was one of those people in 2004. It was for real estate, how to buy houses with no money down. I did make my money back in a few months. I went to the subsequent events. So that one was, I think, $20,000 program, included 4 weekend workshops plus a mentor for 4 days. And when I went to the subsequent workshops and I met some of the people that I had met at the first sales class, or the first class where everything was sold, I noticed that some of them might not have been in the same, I would say, I don't know if it's personality. I've had I've had this talk with people so many times, but it's been a while. So I don't know if it's personality, timing, or level of motivation or desperation, that if they don't have a combination of those, I started creating some type of frameworks to come up with a reason why only 1% or 5% of the people that are buying, and I'm getting those numbers from the speakers themselves, why only 1% to 5% are getting success. And 5 years later, I found myself in a group, mastermind group of speakers who thought, Fernando, you're doing well with your real estate in your 4-hour work week. Create a course. We want to sell your course and we want to split the profits. So I joined this mastermind for real estate speakers, and it got to this question is, okay, so what's the success rate of your students? Because the goal was, come sell on my stage, split the profits, and we'll do, we'll make money that way, and vice versa. And the answer was, usually it's 1%. Some courses do 5%. And so, well, how about, is there something we can do? Because coming from the 4-hour work week was all about optimization, effective, working less, and Pareto's principle, Parkinson's law. And their answer, they didn't like that question. They didn't like that question. They thought, no, it's one of the answers was, it's worth it for the ones that make it. It's worth it for us to do this for the ones that make it. I asked, hey, what if we created some type of filter that we get more of the successful clients and put everyone else into a program where it comes to a time where they're ready to pay for the high ticket item. As you might imagine, I didn't stay long in the group. It was a great group of people, but it didn't feel right to me, knowing that most of the people that are going to pay $10, $20, $40,000 would not succeed. So that was back in 2009. And here I am now, having new certifications and now I have that experience. And you talking about that, it hit like a point that a class that I'm developing, which is called the implementation support, which is for everyone who spent anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 in courses, have not implemented. They can come to this daily Zoom room where I'll have either myself or a coach helping them implement what they were taught, and which is going to be something like a habit formation class. How can we do, baby steps? So grab your manual, bring the modules, and it's going to be, a monthly subscription, because you love it.
I love that. Honestly, I would totally refer my clients, because, there's in goal achievement, the science of goal achievement, right? 40% chance that you're going to succeed in a goal, 42% chance if you succeed in a goal, if you write it down. Okay. Under that, forget it. You're like, if you don't write anything down and you're just talking whatever, and you don't, that unlikely. 42% if you write it down, 65% if you tell somebody,
Mm.
95% if you have accountability. And that's what your group will be. It's holding them accountable to integrating day in and day out all the time, because there's only so much I can do. I could give you the operating system. I could take you from a Windows 8 to a Windows 9 to a Windows 10, but then there are going to be glitches, right? And so if there was something like what you're doing, I would totally refer people to your group, and then I would just keep upgrading them on their operating system while they're working through their current, because you don't go from Windows 8 to Windows 9 to Windows 10 in 1 week. You don't. You still have to have integration.
Yeah, the integration. Yes. Awesome. Perfect. I'm thinking when you're talking about that, I felt that you're passionate about how important it is for people to spend money wisely or invest in themselves wisely.
Yes, yes, yes. And not every single investment is going to be good. But we have to understand, because we can't change what is not good if we don't look at it with a nice, clean pair of lenses. Not self-judgments, not self-hate. I believe in, for women, we give each other a 5-minute pity party. Okay, 5 minutes. That's it. I allow you the space to go at a pity party. 5 minutes. I only have 5 minutes for myself. That's it.
Oh my God. We need to talk more often, because this reminds me of, like, for instance, for me, having, being a guy, and now having the tools of MER, the mental emotional release, which allows someone to release, anger, sadness, guilt, in like 10 minutes or less. My mode of operation has been, would you like to release that? When, there's when I could be saying, would you like a 5-minute pity party?
Yes. Yes. Honestly, when I say, okay, I give you 5 minutes of pity party, they go on and on. They let it all out. And 5 minutes, like, do you need more time? It's like, no, I got it. We got to move towards our goal. Right.
This is so good.
Well, you know what? Depravity creates dysfunction, right?
The what?
Depravity creates dysfunction, right? So if we deprive ourselves from being able to express our truth, then that truth starts eating us inside out, right? So 5-minute pity party, remember.
Amazing. And I think I just learned a new word today from you.
Depravity?
Yeah, depravity. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you.
Never deprive ourselves of our true expression.
I've heard deprive, but not depravity. So this is great. Moral corruption or degradation, the state of being depraved or corrupt. Okay, cool.
Nice. Yeah, can you imagine if we have a desire and we stomp our desire from being expressed? That's what depression is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. 5-minute pity party. And I might just say, hey, go talk to Susan.
Yeah, I only have 5 minutes to give the pity party. No. Yeah, but you know what? As coaches, we have to be very conscious of the effect we have on our clients, that, we can't keep taking them away from their true expression. We have to give them that time to express, right? But not over. So there's that fine line and tolerance levels, right? So but if we don't know our own boundaries as coaches, we don't know how to work with other people's boundaries as well. So.
Yes. And I think with that, knowing our own boundaries, we can start wrapping up, because I value your time and I value our boundaries. And some of the boundaries are unspoken, but it gets to a point where it's okay to have unspoken boundaries. Yeah. Is there anything else that we should cover in regards to the meeting we were going to have next week, or we can still have, that you'd like to cover today?
Yeah, no, well, I'm at the level of my life where doing it alone is not fun, you know? And so I am looking at creating something where we use both our superpowers to help these people. All I care about is that people get results. That's
Yeah.
all I care about. Whether I make a 50% return or a 100% return, my profit margin, whatever. I, to me, I'm at the point where I just want to give and giving people the results that they want as much as I can, right? But when we do it together, the results of our clients amplify and we have a balance of life ourselves, right? And we all have fun doing it. So yeah, so I can't wait to see what we can co-create together, because I'm all about co-creating. As coaches, that's how you scale and you leverage, right? So in business, if you want to go past that pinnacle, you need to learn how to scale and leverage. And that is collaborating and working with others.
Yeah. Yeah. And here I'm gonna share my screen with you here one more time. And so this is a class that I think we could collaborate on. This one for sure, because this is what we're doing today. So this is something I started, I think this is the third one. Last week I had two people, and oh my gosh, that class was so amazing. I did something I had never done before and I've been dreaming about for years, which is take some of the concepts from the 7 habits and then work backwards. So choosing, to the specificity of like, okay, when are you going to die? When are you going to die? What year is it going to be? What are people saying at your funeral? Let's work backwards. And we did a visualization that lasted, quite a good time. And when everyone came out of the meditation visualization, I gave them prompts to start writing. Like start writing. It got to the point where we spent a lot of time on a 10-year business plan, which is basically what's happening in 10 years if your business is what you want them to be.
Yeah, that's very powerful. It's called reverse engineering, right?
Yeah, exactly. Reverse engineer. Let me see if I have to refresh this, because I just added a class yesterday. And okay, here it is. You might get a kick out of this one. Dating decoded for intelligent introverts.
I love that.
Yes.
Decoded for intelligent introverts. You know what? I do believe that we are all introverts.
Really?
Yeah, to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
The reason why we look like we're extroverts is because we're confident in what we do, right? If we didn't have any confidence, I believe me, I'd be hiding in the house too.
So, so I'm gonna, experiment with this today, or for the next 3 Fridays. So the first one is today, and then I'm going to experiment with this as well. So this one, actually should be wings. I'm missing a G there.
Pre-game wings. What is that all about?
Okay, so this is from back years ago, maybe 15 years ago, when I left the religion I had been raised in, Seventh Adventist, because I started learning about self-help and the law of attraction, and it just resonated with me a lot. And I was a worship leader in the church, and I loved singing. It got to a point where I was practicing the positive thinking and choosing my words, choosing my thoughts. Got to the point where I was choosing, the hymns and the songs for the congregation that had the least amount of negative words. Meaning, some songs didn't have any negative words or connotations. So, for instance, Lord, I'm not worthy of you. Please save me. Or something to that effect. And I thought, there's a good message here. And I was learning about hypnotherapy, hypnosis, and how if you get into a relaxed state, or you get into uh, a high a peak state, and then you create affirmations, then you programming your unconscious to do exact, to be that and to act that out. So I thought, wow, I'm the worship service is it's like a hypnotherapy session. Whatever happens here, it's going right into the unconscious.
Yeah.
And some of it was good and some of it was not. And when I mean good, it's in the new lenses that I was creating, as far as, well, if I choose between positive and negative, how about I just choose positive words all the time? So I left that church, and I found myself without community from, one day to the next, and without, friends. I had the friends, but it was different because since I was, had a leadership role, and it was different. So I had to learn how to socialize outside of the church. So I started taking courses on how to be social, how to date, and then I was learning this stuff and I loved it. And then what I started doing is exactly what my hypnotist mentor at the time told me. If you want to learn something well, learn a small piece and teach it. Learn another small piece and teach it. So everything I was learning for dating and how to approach women, what to say, which then became, who do I need to be? It was much less about the technique, but who do I need to be? So I started teaching guys and creating meetup groups. And I developed this method called the wingman method, which is pair up with another guy, and you're going to be buddies for the night, and you're going to go out to bars, clubs, and or areas where parks where people are having fun, and you're going to promise each other to have the best day or night or afternoon of your lives. You're going to have fun, and you're going to approach women with the intention of having fun, and then introducing that person to your wingman. So you're not approaching anyone for you.
That's the best.
Right? So we practiced that, and we had so much fun. And we did this every Friday evening. It was so much fun. And I met amazing guys. I noticed that out of, like, say, hundreds of guys that would come to the meetup, all of them had something in common. They were missing a male figure. They were missing a male figure in their lives they could not look up to. So we were, as a group, creating that for ourselves. And it was amazing. And I noticed that I was having, not only me, but the guys also were having a lot more success when they approach a female, and the reason is to introduce that female to someone else. So it's almost like interviewing that person. Hey, are you a good person for me to introduce you to my friend here? So I want to bring that back. So the pregame wings will be, let's have a pregame of what's going to happen, and it's going to be on Zoom. And then for the people here that are local here in Ocean Beach, San Diego, to have it live also. And then for Saturday, do a post-game wings review, like what happened.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
So I think we could also collaborate there too.
Oh, that's so much fun. But again, you're practicing the exact same thing that we've been talking about in business. I love the fact that we can all work together, and help each other win, because that's what it is, right?
Yeah. And yes, I agree. And just to close that loop, this time, what I want to experiment is that a guy needs to bring a woman to the meeting. A guy needs to bring a woman to the meeting. And it's a woman that also wants to play the game of, finding a partner to date. So it's the importance of having female friends as wing women.
Well, there's an episode of Sex in the City, which I've watched 1,000 times. And one of the, when I was single, and one of the episodes was all about that. Because there are four women there that struggle with men in New York City, because this is New York. So anyway, one of them decided to have a party at her house, and every woman brings a man that they like and they respect, but they don't want for themselves, right? So if everybody brought somebody that they liked and they think that is a good guy or a good girl, then you have a whole room of good guys and good girls, right? You should do that. Seriously, Fernando.
Okay.
I'll join. I totally will join.
Okay, done. Okay. Yes. So there'll be another class. It'll be Sex in the City episode, season 2, episode 15. Awesome. Cool. Susan, it's been a pleasure and honor to connect with you again. I'm going to send you this recording. I'm going to send this recording also to my colleagues in the NLP community, in the hypnotherapy community, and any other communities. I feel like it's going to be a good fit, because I think you bring a lot of value to the table, and it's time for us to join forces and like have fun and create, have fun.
Absolutely.
It's something that I've been developing, the game of life, because I realized that after a few sessions, after 4 sessions, releasing baggage, mental emotional release, there's not people, it gets to a point that there's nothing else to release. So then they get in the mode of game where they can create whatever they want. And yeah, so I feel like you do something in your ways, in your own words, that I feel like are similar. So I love to send business your way, and and hopefully meet you in person, because we've been talking for like over a year now and we haven't met in person yet, but that will come soon.
Absolutely. Well, we could talk more in detail next week. We'll keep the call next week and we'll go into more detail in terms of business.
Awesome. Cool. So this is a great promo then. This is a great teaching, because I think so many things you said that coaches that will hear and listen to this can basically start applying. So there's good value here, and that's awesome. And I learned too.
Like you said, for your group of men, the one common denominator is they didn't have a male role model, right? Well, the same thing with female coaches. We don't have enough female role models that tie the business side with the nurturing side, and I that's what is needed. That's the key to success.
With that, thank you so much, Susan. And for everyone listening, I would like for you to go to Susan. Susan, what's your website?
SusanHum.com.
SusanHum.com. SusanHum. Wonderful. I'm gonna play a little song here that I've been playing. You probably heard when you came into the room.
Yes. Music is the best. It's the greatest healing, honestly.
It is. Cool. All right, Susan, I'll leave this playing because it's something that I've been anchoring people to my calls, to my interviews, to you. So feel free to log off. It's good seeing you. I'll see you next week. Okay.
Bye. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you too. Have a great day, everybody. Great evening, great afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name is Fernando Lopez. For more interviews like these and classes on self-empowerment and creating the life you want to live, improving it even better, go to bluesealion.com, bluesealion.com, and sending you much love from San Diego, California. Signing out. Bye-bye.